We talk about the possibility of being in an overly catabolic state in pretty much all of our books and courses, so we get a lot of you guys asking us questions about this catabolic state. So in this video, we're going to talk about how this imbalance can come about, some health issues you can see if you're dealing with this imbalance, and ways you can fix it. Let's jump in.
TC Hale is not a doctor and does not claim to be a doctor or licensed in any type of medical field. Don't be an idiot and use anything heard on the show as medical advice. This information should be used for educational purposes only, and you should contact your doctor for any medical advice. Now get off me.
Dr. Emmanuel Rivisi helped us understand that at the cellular level, our body has a natural circadian rhythm. So during the day, our cells are in a more catabolic state. This is where our body is really good at creating energy and breaking down debris so we can get rid of all this junk and lose all the metabolic waste the body needs to get rid of. So this is an appropriate state for us to be during the day. And at night, our cells will move into a more anabolic state. And this is where our body is really good at engaging in restful sleep and while it handles all of its repairing and rebuilding processes. So you can see that both of these states are appropriate. They're both beneficial. We really want both to happen. Where the trouble comes in is when somebody gets stuck in one of these states most of the time and they're not moving back and forth from day to night like they should be. So at the cellular level, if someone is stuck in this catabolic state most of the time, they're said to be dealing with a catabolic imbalance. Now, it's really common to see insomnia if someone's dealing with a severe catabolic imbalance because at the cellular level, their body is awake kind of most of the time. So they can even take some sleep aid to knock them out in the head and get some sleep, but their body is pretty much awake the whole night. So they'll wake up kind of exhausted, like their body didn't really get any sleep, or maybe they'll feel okay and they'll be tired 2 hours later. So it's really common to see this with this imbalance because the body is not moving into its rest and repair anabolic mode. Now, a catabolic imbalance is not the only cause of insomnia, so if you're dealing with insomnia, don't just assume you have a catabolic imbalance. We really like to see people look at their own body chemistry to figure out if they're leaning too far on that catabolic side. So if you're dealing with insomnia, we'll put a link in the description below on insomnia and other possible causes that can create that problem, just so that you're not locking yourself in as a catabolic imbalance just because you can't sleep. Another issue that's really common to see if someone's overly catabolic is a loose stools or chronic diarrhea type issues. Now there are other causes of chronic diarrhea for sure, but in an overly catabolic state, the body will send more of our water to the bowels and less to the kidneys. So with all the water going to the bowels, it can really loosen up the stool and create that chronic loose stool issue. Now if someone's stuck in an overly anabolic state, they can sometimes deal with constipation because the body's not sending enough water to the bowels and that bowel's getting dry and hard. So if you think you might be dealing with an anabolic imbalance, we'll put a link to the video on our anabolic explanation in the description below this video. It's also very common to see insulin resistance with someone who's dealing with a catabolic imbalance. For one reason or another, the insulin doesn't seem to be as effective in this overly catabolic state. So when the insulin goes up to try to sweep all the glucose out of the bloodstream, and it's not really getting it all out, the body will like, oh, well, I'll just make some more insulin. And the body will make more and more insulin to do the same job that a smaller amount of insulin should have done. So with this high level of insulin all day long, every day, eventually the cells stop listening to it and the person will become insulin resistant. This high level of insulin not only blocks the body from burning stored fat, it also tells the body to store more as fat. So we see a lot of people with weight gain issues with this overly catabolic state and leaning toward this insulin resistance issue. Most of the type 2 diabetics clients that we see seem to be very overly catabolic in this manner. So in a lot of cases, when you can help someone correct this catabolic imbalance, you can help their insulin work a little more efficiently and eventually improve that insulin resistance. Now there's a wide variety of issues that can create a catabolic imbalance, and sometimes a person is just a little bit more genetically disposed to lean towards that catabolic side. But one issue that can create a catabolic imbalance is consuming too many fatty acids or not enough saturated fat. Now we hear all these benefits from fatty acids. Oh, you got to chug fatty acids like it's candy. You really got to get your omega-3s. Go on, get it all in there. The problem is a lot of people are seeing benefits from taking a lot of omega-3 fatty acids because they're improving an anabolic imbalance and all the health issues that can come from being overly anabolic. So they take these fatty acids that are very pro-catabolic and they help them fix an imbalance that their body was dealing with, and they create these health issues and like, oh, everybody should be doing this. The problem is, if a person's already overly catabolic and stuck in this catabolic state most of the time, when they start taking fatty acids, they're just throwing gas on the fire. They're making their situation much worse. And also, like since the 80s, we've all been told to run in horror from saturated fats. It's going to kill you. You'll be dead by Thursday if you're eating that butter. So we all ran from it. And we know now that that's false. Science has proven that that was a huge mistake. But information like that can take 20, 30 years to make it in the mainstream. So you may still be running from saturated fat. And if you're running from saturated fat, your body may be pushing too far on that catabolic side, since saturated fats can be pro-anabolic for most people. So if you discover that you're leaning too far on this catabolic side and you want to take steps to improve it, the first step you want to take is to reduce your fatty acid intake. Consume fewer omega-3s, and you might want to increase your saturated fats like butter, real butter, not like margarine junk. You want to eat real butter. And coconut oil, so you can increase your saturated fats that way. There's also some foods that can help push a person more on that anabolic side and out of that catabolic imbalance. Eggs that are cooked soft are an excellent option. So you want the egg to still be runny, like a soft-boiled egg or some kind of soft cooked egg can help push a person more on that anabolic side. And it's great to eat those at night when a person should be more anabolic. There are also some supplements that can be beneficial. Glutamine and vitamin E are both very pro-anabolic and can help pull a person out of a catabolic imbalance, but you really need to know where your body chemistry is to use these, because glutamine can raise blood pressure. So if you already have high blood pressure, you wouldn't want to use glutamine. And vitamin E can lower blood pressure. So if your blood pressure is already too low, vitamin E could exacerbate some issues for you. So we really like to see people look at their body chemistry to understand the steps that are appropriate for them. You don't want to take the remedy that's popular, that all the cool kids are taking. You want to take what's going to be appropriate for you and your unique bio-individuality. So I'm going to give you 2 totally free options in the description below. My book, Kick Your Fat in the Nuts, teaches you how to run simple self-tests at home using tools you can pick up at a pharmacy or a health food store to get an idea of where your body chemistry is and am I leaning too far on this catabolic side or am I okay in that area? We also have a totally free digestion course that will help you figure out those same type of self-tests and understand the results of those tests. So we'll put the links to both of those in the description below this video, and you can choose whichever one's best for you. For now, remember, if you are having insomnia, don't just assume that you have a catabolic imbalance. Go ahead and watch our video on understanding insomnia so you can see the other possible causes that may be keeping you awake. I can't wait to hear about your results.